Hi everyone, it's your girl Felicia. Hi Felicia. Today I'm going to make something I haven't made in a very long time. In fact, a few years. And I used to love to watch my mom make it when I was a little girl. And when I find her getting all those ingredients together and this one ingredient that she would have, I was like, Mama, you're going to make some boom boom bread? And in fact, it's not boom boom bread, it's Cracklin Cornbread. And this Cracklin Cornbread, for those who's not familiar with it, goes well with your favorite cornbread recipe. And my mom used to have her special cornbread recipe to put her cracklins in. And for me, I'm going to share my recipe with you. With no delays, let's get to it. Well, I got all my ingredients together, and this recipe I would not be using any eggs at all because I want a certain texture from my Cracklin cornbread. So I want to talk about the Cracklin first because this is the star to show the Cracklin. And these Cracklin that I got is, well, they don't say Cracklins on the outside. It says fried out pork fat with attached skin. And it took me a very long time to try to find these in a certain store. And I had to go to one of those old country stores. And some people use the ones that says Cracklin, on it. And I didn't want those kind because I wanted the ones, try to get close to one my mom used to have. And some places may carry it. And the ones that I like, it's going to not only have the skin and the fat, but it also going to have some meat on it, some of that lean meat on it. And my mom used to make it themselves, fry it up and cut it up, and sometimes she would buy it. But it's hard to find that kind. I couldn't find that, and this is the closest that I can get to it. I want you to get a real close up on it. And it does have some meat part with it, because this is a second bag that I had purchased, and the first one had that on it. And so now I'm gonna make it with this one. I really don't measure stuff out, but I'm trying to measure stuff out for your viewing, so let you know how much I'm using. And I might have to add more to it at the end. And that's how I am. I just pour stuff. I don't really measure stuff, so I'm just trying to do measurements for this video. So I have 2 cups of stone ground plain cornmeal. So I'm gonna add that in. And 1 cup of self-rising cornmeal. It's 2 different kinds. And this is a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. And then I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And if for the ones that want a little sweet taste to their cornbread, some people do and some people don't. So it's up to you. You can omit it. You don't have to add any sugar. And so you can add 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to add in 1.5 for right now, because sometimes I like to taste my batter. Just to see, I don't want it overly sweet, but I want some sweetness to it. And so now we're going to take a whisk and whisk this together. This is an easy recipe. And guess what? Like I say, you won't have to use any eggs. And, woo, somebody probably said, oh my gosh, thank you, because eggs are so high in the grocery store, right along with some other little ingredients that we have. Okay, I got that whisk up some. And next we're going to add in our buttermilk. So I got I'm gonna add 1 3/4 cups of buttermilk, maybe 2. So all that's been used. So I'm gonna open up another buttermilk. I may add 2 cups. I'm gonna put that 1 cup in. I'm going to do 2 cups because I got a lot of cornmeal here. And the thing about it though, to make up if your batter is still a little too thick, that's when that water gonna come in at. So that's what you do. You're gonna add that. So now we're gonna add in a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And next we're gonna add in our water. And how much water I got? 1 1/4 cup. And when I mix this, if it's too thick, I'm gonna thin it down with some water, or you can thin it down with buttermilk. It's all up to you. So if this is how I want it, no, so I'm gonna add in just a little bit more buttermilk. I love that buttermilk flavor. Just a little. I may have to add a little bit more water. So right now that's almost like 2 1/4 cup of buttermilk. I may add a little bit more water. Try 1/4 cup. And I do have a little bit more buttermilk left in this cup. And I think that's all that I would probably need in it. And let's stir this back up. So now what we're getting ready to do, we're going to add in our cracklins. Woo! And I would say the boom boom. When I think about that, sometimes my mom used to laugh at me. And she was like, wonder why I call it the boom boom bread. This is a 12 ounce. And Cracklin Cornbread is so good, y'all. It's so good. And I'm not going to pour it all in there right now because I want to add some. And I finally got a chance. I'm going to put this to the side for right now. I'm going to use my cast iron skillet. Yes, my cast iron skillet. So let's get that. We got it right here. Finally going to use it in the year 2025. So add me some oil in there. And I'm going to spread this around. Alright, I got my little spreader and I'm going to spread my little oil around. I already had started some of it so it won't take too long. And this is a 12-inch cast iron. And I did buy the one that was already seasoned, so I won't have to do it. Now I'm going to add this. So now I'm going to add some cracklin on top. But that should be enough. So I'm going to take this spoon and just press down on it and make sure that it's, you know, down in the bread. And I do want it to show some on, some on top. And you want to set your oven at 425 degrees. And you want it to get brown on top. And we're going to let it cook in the oven. We'll bake in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And then if you feel like this bread is baking, it's still not brown on top because it's not really all of it self-rising and cornmeal. But you can just use your broiler on the stove, on the oven. Use your broiler on the oven. And you can kick that temperature up and put this, adjust it, and making sure it's closer to the top so it can get that golden brown that you wanted. And it's up to you how brown you want your cornbread. And so this is how it looks close up. And we're going to put this in the oven. And I'll be back. Alright, I just took this Cracklin Cornbread out of the oven. And I'm just getting close up on it. Look like pizza, don't it? But I did let it bake for 30 minutes. And it was getting brown on the top. So I moved my skillet up a little closer to the broiler, and let it bake another 5 extra minutes to get it some more brown on top, and that was the end result. And now we're going to get ready to cut this cornbread. All right, let's cut this crackling cornbread. And back then I said boom boom bread. So we're gonna cut it. And I hope it come out the way I want it to. Anyway, let's get this out. I should have used some of my own parchment paper, because I always use that when it comes to me with putting anything in the stove. And so I know it's going to fall apart some because of all these cracklins in it. This is the texture that I like. And let you close up. And what I'm going to eat with this, while it was in the oven, I made me some cabbages. So that's what I'm going to have with my crackling cornbread. This crackling bread recipe is finished and done. And here's the tip. Let your crackling bread cool down completely before you take that first initial cut. And like I did, it was cut when it was fresh and hot out of the oven, so it started to crumble. So I did let it cool down, and I did take a second cut. And when you let it cool down, you're giving it time to release from that cast iron skillet. So here's my second cut. This recipe is delicious. And if you'd like to have this recipe, just look down below in the description box. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And anytime that I might stream live or upload a video, just hit that notification bell. And as always, have a blessed and wonderful day. This your girl, Felicia. Bye.